What's up? For all of you guys who love The Force Awakens and the new Star Wars trilogy, welcome aboard. Star Wars has always been a part of our lives for our generation and times, and so is this one. All these films were enjoyable. But let's get to where it went wrong for even this film here, The Rise of Skywalker. See, even here in The Rise of Skywalker, one major problem existed. They changed the script from A Force Awakens that ended up being the reality and the forced reality of what happened in The Rise of Skywalker. Yep, that's right. Hollywood changed it all up. Now, the what, the why, the how, the original script was deviated as they were even filming. Oh, thanks, B. I appreciate it. As they were filming A Force Awakens, they made changes to the entire script almost. As actors have been primed to believe one script, had to learn an entirely new script. That some of the actors had to be fed lines on the set of A Force Awakens. JJ made a change in fear of a leak because so many people were out of the game. So many people had gotten fired that worked on the set that were leaking things out to the public. Something that has never really happened in Star Wars lore ever. And what set out to be a very simple film started to be something very colluded and very complicated, and it didn't need to be. Which led us to the scene that went nowhere. And what you try, like, what do you mean? What scene you talking about? The scene that goes nowhere is the scene where Rey's having the dream sequence when she touches the lightsaber. That sequence goes nowhere. In the original script of A Force Awakens, Rey was supposed to be a clone. That's what the original tagline to Rey. She was a clone. Now, how she was going to be the clone was the biggest story. Now, in their time, they were making clones and making a clone army again. They had went away from clone armies and they were going to go back into the realm of technology of clones, thinking that that is the way to go. They abandoned they've abandoned all the plans to do everything else. Yes, we have super chat here. Thanks, LM. Now, They've abandoned everything they've known as far as what they were supposed to do. Now, they didn't even explain to you things that were supposed to be from A Force Awakens. Like, what happened to Luke Skywalker's lightsaber? How did they find it? How did Maz Kanata get the lightsaber? How? Those are very telling details that needed to be explained. We needed to know these things. We never got an answer, and no one ever told us anything. Because the original story is that there was no code on some type of microchip to get this Luke Skywalker. See this scene here? That's the scene I'm talking about. That scene was missing. It didn't mean anything. The Knights of Ren, all of these things that were supposed to be a factor in the movie turned out to be a non-factor. Rey's storyline, as Rey was a clone. That was supposed to be her original story. She was a clone of Skywalker. Not Kenobi, Skywalker. That was in the original script. The lightsaber was supposed to be and possess a lot of key facts in the entire scenario. Kylo Ren was supposed to be the driving force. J.J. Abrams basically lied to everybody when he came out and told everybody about this, but he was supposed to be like the new Vader. And we didn't get that. We got a whiny guy who threw temper tantrums and Phasma who turned out to be nothing, but was supposed to be something more in the character arc as a commander. So we really didn't get what we thought we were going to get. It was too much Adam Driver without the mask, which took away from the power of Kylo Ren. Him being in mask all that time made it more menacing. Because when he first came on the scene, in his opening sequence, when he stopped the blaster, we've never seen anybody in Force Star Wars uniform verse actually pull that off. Now, it's going to get even deeper. The original script had it that Luke Skywalker hand was found in Cloud City in the trash gripping a lightsaber. And the same guys who had the technology and everything else retrieved Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. They had possession of it. They found it on Cloud City when they took over the city. So after they took over Cloud City, they found the lightsaber and they were able to move forward. Now, after they were able to move forward after finding the lightsaber, things changed. They took the DNA from Luke Skywalker's hand and made a clone, which was Rey. Rey was the only successful clone to possess the power of Skywalker with force ability. So there was never a microchip to find Skywalker. That's why the story, if you watch A Force Awakens, it kind of don't make sense. It's two stories in one. It's two plots in one. Once Rey touches the lightsaber, it goes into a whole story mode. Rey was always supposed to be Finn being the Jedi was a misdirection. It was to throw you away from the fact that Rey is going to end up being the person of interest. But I knew that going in when they was giving her all the screen time. I said, there's no way he's going to be the guy of importance. She's going to wind up being the daughter of Luke Skywalker some type of way. Or she's either an offspring of Skywalker. Even the storyline says this lightsaber first belonged to Luke, and it belonged to his father before that. Now it belongs to you. It says that in The Force Awakens, basically explaining the fact that she is a Skywalker. When Kylo Ren, Snoke had the lightsaber. It was in possession of the First Order. When Cloud City was taken over, they found the lightsaber. They kept it as an artifact. The First Order had it, cloned it, and tried to make a new Vader. This was the Emperor's plan. After years of trying, scientists actually were able to make a clone of Skywalker. Maz Casada got into a battle with Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, supposedly in a battle, and she found the lightsaber. It was if she got it in that battle. It was knocked away, and during a raid, they got the lightsaber, and that's how she ended up retrieving it. That's why in The Force Awakens, when he says that lightsaber belongs, when he said that belongs to me, that lightsaber at the end. The reason why that doesn't make any sense to a lot of other people, and they just think of it as, oh, he just wants it because it belonged to once to Darth Vader, and he's a Skywalker. But when he says that belongs to me, because it actually was, Snoke had gave him Luke Skywalker's lightsaber as a trophy piece to say this belonged to Luke Skywalker, and he could touch it and feel and see all the things that have happened in the past. When Rey touched it, they used it as another force ability of her to be able to see the patterns of the past of what has happened from just touching objects. Her and Kylo had this power that they had between them two, between themselves. There were never, ever, 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 ever going to be a relationship with Kylo Ren and Rey. Never, ever, ever. Poe Dameron and Rey were supposed to have a relationship. The Damerons and Skywalkers go back through time. They go back very far. So when you got the Damerons and the Skywalkers, they're like friends of the family, cousins almost. So the Damerons and Skywalkers are two close-knit families. So Poe Dameron being the wild fly boy, like Han Solo, and Rey being more like Carrie. This was the pairing of the new Han Solo and Princess Leia. This was the modern day pairing, and they screwed it up. Forcing a relationship that made no sense whatsoever. Hell, you were better off putting him with Finn. If you were gonna go that route. This is a response to the pressures of Hollywood trying to appease the fans, as people knew what was missing from here was the passion, the love. There was no love in these movies. So they tried to rush and throw love into the mix, and it just didn't work. So, with that being said, it's your boy Carcino. I'm out because this topic can take all day and I have people calling. All right, we'll talk later.